You are surrounded by people. The room is full of noise, movement, conversation. Someone laughs nearby. Someone else catches your eye and smiles. And yet, somewhere underneath all of it, you feel completely alone. Not sad exactly, just separate. Like there is a thin pane of glass between you and everyone else, and no one else can see it. That feeling has a name, and its origins are far stranger than you think. Social psychologist John Cacioppo spent decades studying loneliness, not the kind that comes from being physically isolated, but the kind that arrives uninvited in the middle of a crowded room. He found something that changed how scientists understand human connection entirely. Loneliness is not about how many people surround you. It is about whether your nervous system believes you are safe among them. Read that again, slowly. Your nervous system, not your mind, not your heart, your body. This is where it gets strange. Because what Cacioppo and his colleagues discovered is that loneliness is not an emotion in the way we usually think of emotions. It is a biological alarm system, and it is ancient, far older than cities, older than language, older than the part of your brain that reads and thinks and worries. It is a signal built into your body over millions of years of evolution, and it is still running today inside every one of us. To understand why you feel alone in a crowd, you have to go back, way back. Your ancestors did not live in cities. They did not have apartments or office buildings or concert venues packed with strangers. They lived in small bands of roughly 50 to 150 people. Evolutionary anthropologist Robin Dunbar, who studied social group sizes across hundreds of primate species and human societies, found that this number was not arbitrary. It was the limit of what the human brain could manage. 150 people whose faces you recognized, whose alliances you tracked, whose moods you could read from across a fire. Inside that group, you were known. You were part of a web of relationships so dense and familiar that your body relaxed into it. You knew who was angry, who could be trusted, who would share food in a shortage. And they knew the same about you. This was not a luxury. This was survival. Because being alone outside the group meant death. Predators, cold, hunger. No one to hunt with. No one to watch your back while you slept. For your ancestors, separation from the group was not just uncomfortable. It was a death sentence. So your brain evolved to treat it that way. Loneliness is your brain pulling the alarm. When Cacioppo and his team scanned the brains of lonely people, they found something remarkable. The brain regions that activate when you feel physical pain also activate when you feel social pain. Rejection, exclusion, disconnection, they all light up the same circuitry as a burn or a broken bone. Your body does not distinguish between the two. Both mean danger. Both demand a response. And the response is the same one your ancestors used when they sensed a predator nearby. Hypervigilance. Your threat detection systems switch on. You start scanning for danger, reading faces for hostility, interpreting ambiguous expressions as negative. Your body floods with low-grade stress hormones. Psychologist Stephanie Cacioppo, building on her husband John's work, found that lonely people show heightened activity in the brain's threat response regions even when they are in neutral, non-threatening social situations. The alarm keeps ringing even when there is no fire. Now here is the part that explains the crowded room. When you are surrounded by people you do not truly know, people whose intentions your nervous system has not had time to map, your brain cannot confirm that you are safe. It cannot find the familiar faces. It cannot locate the tight web of known relationships. It searches and finds only strangers. And so the alarm sounds, not as a scream, just as a low hum beneath the noise. A quiet signal that says, you are not among your people. This is why wealth does not fix loneliness. Status does not fix it. Popularity does not fix it. You can have 1,000 followers and feel utterly unseen. You can walk into a room where everyone knows your name and still feel like a ghost. Your nervous system is not counting heads. It is asking a different question entirely. Do these people know me? Do they notice when I am gone? Would they come looking? And in modern life, more often than not, the honest answer is no. Not because people are cruel, but because modern life was not designed for the social architecture your brain was built to run on. Think about what changed. Your ancestors lived in the same 150-person group for their entire lives. The faces around the fire were the faces of their childhood, their parents, their children. Relationships were built across decades, layered with shared history and mutual dependence.